Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel So Little Time, and my name is Karen. So I hope you're all doing really well, and thank you very much for joining me today. Today I'm here to share with you where I'm at with my sewing, which to be honest I haven't been doing very much for myself, so I will share with what I have got up to recently. But basically, before I get stuck into this video, I wanted to share with you something that I have been gifted, and I hope you don't mind that I share this with you because I don't usually accept collaborations on this channel unless I feel that it is something that I think is relative to my viewers, and I do feel this is relevant to you, so I did accept this, and this is probably one of the first things that I've accepted in the whole 6 years that I've had my channel. So I would like to share with you this printer that I have been gifted, and it's called Munbin printer. It's a portable Bluetooth printer, and I have actually filmed just a snippet of a video of me using this, so I'm going to insert that now just so you can have a look at it, because I have really enjoyed using it. And since I did this snippet of a video, I have since used the folded paper. So what I do show in the video that I'm about to insert is me using the rolled paper. I have now used all that up, and I have been using the folded paper, which I find is actually much more suitable for printing PDF patterns. So I'm going to insert that video now for you. Right, so I'm here to share with you this Munbin portable Bluetooth printer. And as you can see, it comes in 3 colours, and I have opted to go with this pink one here. I've got it in the box, so this is how it comes packaged. So you can see that it's really quite small. It actually only weighs 750 grams. So I'm going to open it up so you can see how it comes packaged. So I take some of the packaging out. It's got here some instructions on the Bluetooth connection. It also has a little instruction booklet here, and then as you can see, it's got the printer inside here, all packaged, and it comes with a wire which you can connect to your laptop or computer. It also comes with a smart card, which I think is for downloading the driver, and then it's also got an adapter as well. So as I take the printer out, you'll see how compact this actually is. So this is how it is. I'll take it out of its wrapper. So I chose the pink colour, as you can see. I absolutely love it. This is where the paper comes out here, and then to open it up, it's just got these little bits on the side there, and then that just clicks open. As you can see, I have the rolled paper. So this is a thermal printer, so as you can see, there are no ink cartridges inside this, as you don't need any cartridges. It is just thermal, so it prints with heat, and it also comes with a pack of folded paper as well, so you don't have to use the rolled paper, you can use the folded paper, and then you just put that at the back of the printer itself. You feed the paper through there, and then it comes out this side, and then you can just tear it off. So I'm going to show you how I use this, but as you can see, it's really portable. This will fit in your handbag, no problem. If you're going on a Sewcial or something like that, I think it'd be really handy to take with you for that, as you'll be able to print your patterns at a Sewcial, and yeah, and you can print it straight from your phone as well. All you need to do is download the app, and I will show you how I do that as well. So I'm going to be printing a memory bear pattern today to replace the one that I've got printed on my standard paper at the moment, because the paper that is for this printer, it's like receipts sort of style paper, so it's really quite lightweight, which I think is brilliant for obviously pinning onto fabric and that kind of thing. So that's what I'm going to do, is reprint it just so I have a better one to use moving forwards, as that's had a lot of use. So I'm going to show you how I print that now through my laptop first of all. Right, so I have the printer switched on. It's connected to my laptop via the wire, the USB cable, and then I've got my pattern ready to print. So I've installed the driver already, which is something that you will need to do if you purchase one of these printers, and that's really easy to do. Just download the driver, and then you add the printer into your printers, and then you should be able to just directly print to it. So I've got a PDF pattern open here, and I'm just going to select some pages to print. So I just go up to the print icon. I'm going to be printing just a select few of the pages, so I'm going to be doing pages 8 to 13 for this pattern. It's already recognised that the printer is attached, the Munbin ITP04, and then I'm just going to make sure that it's at 100%, and then I shall print those pages. As you can see, it's just starting to print out here. So it's really quiet as well. It will just print in one continuous sheet if you have selected more than one page. So you can just slice that off with a guillotine or a pair of scissors. So when it just comes to the end here, all you need to do is to actually use it and rip it off like that. So it gives a nice clean edge as well there. And you can also roll this up and store it like that if you were printing something that didn't need cutting up. But obviously I will be cutting that adequately for use of my memory bears. But yeah, it's really clear, and I just love the lightweightness of this paper. It's really, really good. And it is definitely going to be very, very useful in my sewing for sure, because I think it's just great for pinning onto fabric because it's nice and lightweight. So that's how you actually basically print from a laptop or a computer. If you want to print using the Bluetooth device, you can see I've got this switched on. I haven't got any cables connected to it whatsoever, and you just do this from your phone. So I'm going to insert on the screen here a screen recording of how I access the app. So you will need to download the app on your phone. It is completely free. So you just download that, and then you connect it via Bluetooth, and it will show you, that it's connected, and then you can import your file, which you've got saved on your phone. It could be from a WhatsApp message, it could be stored in your documents or something like that, or even on your emails. So if you've got any patterns on your emails, then you can just upload the file into the app, and then you basically, once it's imported, click on the print. You can select the type of paper that it is. It should recognise that you've got the roll paper in if that is what you're using. You can change it then to the folded paper if that's what you're using as well. You can change the settings on there for different size papers that you're technically using, and then it should then print your document as you tell it to. So if you only want to print a select few pages, you can do that, or you can print the whole file in one go. So it is really, really straightforward. I do think I'm going to get a lot of use out of this. I think it's a brilliant bit of kit, and I think it's going to be brilliant for just putting the paper on the pattern, on the fabric, so that it's just really lightweight. I just think it's going to take up less storage space as well for storing away. So like I say, you can roll it up, or once you have cut out your pattern, obviously it's very thin, so that's going to be stored really easily. It just saves, obviously, where you've printed before, maybe on a standard A4 paper, the thickness of it, I find that it's really hard to store, and I have to fold it away, and it's really quite crumpled. You cannot iron this paper though. What I will say is, because it is like receipt paper, it will turn black if you put any heat on it, because obviously it is a thermal style paper. But yeah, it's a really nifty bit of kit. I highly recommend it. So I hope you've enjoyed looking into the Mum Bin printer. Yeah, so it's a nifty bit of kit, like I said. I really have enjoyed using it. I do feel that the folded paper is definitely more beneficial for printing PDF patterns, but you can use either the rolled paper or the folded paper. I just prefer the folded paper because it actually has a perforated sort of seam in between the A4 sheets, so you can just tear them apart and then piece your pattern together as you would normally for a PDF pattern. And I did that recently for something that I have kind of made for the Precious Fabric Challenge. Now, if you watch my previous video about the Precious Fabric Challenge that was hosted by Carmel of Tomcat Stitchery, I shared various fabrics that I had in my stash that I wanted to get used up, and some pattern ideas alongside that. And thank you very much as well for your suggestions for patterns that I could use for the ones that I wasn't quite sure of. So I actually in the end opted to go with the Higgs & Higgs quilted fabric that I had left over from when I made my Hevea jacket. Now unfortunately I was going to make another one, but I didn't have enough fabric to make another one. I just could not fit the sleeve piece on, however hard I tried, because the sleeve piece for that particular pattern is quite wide. Now the Hevea jacket is by Friday Pattern Company. It's a lovely cropped style quilted jacket that you can make, and I really enjoy wearing my other one, and I wanted to make a second one, but yeah, I just couldn't fit the sleeve piece on. So I was like, well, what else can I make? Because I wanted to do something that was fairly quick, and some of the other things that I was suggesting I didn't have the time scale for, unfortunately. I'm just finding my work-life balance at the minute quite complicated to work around, especially with having the boys going out on various excursions on an evening with clubs and swimming and that kind of thing. So I'm still trying to find a balance, and I'm still struggling with that at the moment. So yeah, I think I said in one of my previous videos, if you just bear with me with regards to my sewing, because I'm still trying to sort it out. However, I have gone ahead and made a start on making the new Craft House waistcoat, women's waistcoat pattern. Now, I'm going to be honest and say that I really didn't feel that this pattern was ever going to be for me, because I suppose it can come across as like a garden style jacket, and something that I wasn't really interested in ever making. But then I saw Lauren from Guthrie and Garney post a small sort of reel on her Instagram of her making one in a beautiful cotton fabric that I think she'd got, and she'd quilted it, and it just looked really cute with her jeans and a little t-shirt top that she was wearing, and I thought, you know what, I'm just going to give that a go. And this fabric I had just enough to make a couple of versions. So I say a couple of versions because the first one that I made, I opted to make the size 12 according to my body measurements, but when I cut that out and basted it together, I did feel it had come up a little bit big for me. So I then trimmed the pattern pieces down and I made the size 10, and I'm really pleased with how this fit is coming along. So I'm going to show you where I'm at with it. So all it is, it's got 2 front pieces and a back piece. And that is just cut on the singular as I was laying out my fabric, so I could see that I had way more than enough. I have only got one bit of bias binding sewn and pinned in place at the moment, and this was bias binding that I had left over from my Havea jacket, and I should have just gone out and bought some more before I started this because, well, to be honest, I didn't even check that I'd got any bias binding in stock in my stash. But yeah, I found this little bit that was left over, and it's just only enough to do one of the armholes there. So I need to get some more to do the other armhole, and then to go all the way around the outside of the jacket itself, and then it's finished, you know. So it is a really, really quick make if you have some pre-quilted fabric, and yeah, it's just something that I think will get a little bit of wear for when I'm a little bit chilly, maybe around the house. I'll see how I feel that it looks on me when I wear it with jeans and a t-shirt style top or something. But over my Monetta dress that I've got on underneath my pearl cardigan here by tinning the buttons, I think that would look quite nice as well, because I've got a navy dress on. I think that would work nicely. And the way I've done this is I flat felled the seams, so on both the right side and the wrong side, you know, they're exactly the same, so you've just got 2 sort of stitching lines. So that means that this is completely reversible, and I haven't put any labels in as yet, although I may put one on the outside of the jacket on each panel maybe somewhere or something like that, if I've got a label that I feel is suitable to go on it anyway. But I'm certainly not going to put one in the back of the neckline, because otherwise that won't make it reversible, and I want to be able to wear it both sides. So this is the side that I'm calling sort of the outside, because my Havea jacket is this one and it isn't reversible. But yeah, I'm really pleased with how that is kind of made up, really. And I'm going to add it so it's got a couple of little ties as well on the front, just to make it look a bit cute. But I'm really pleased with that, and it is a super quick make, and if I'd have had the bias binding, I would have got it finished for the Precious Fabric challenge. But yeah, I'm still glad that I took part in that challenge and have got as far as I have done with this, because otherwise this fabric would have just sat there being not used, you know, for a lot longer. What I will say about the new Craft House pattern is I use the PDF pattern, obviously. I don't know if it comes as a paper pattern. I haven't checked that. But when I was printing it, I didn't realise that there's actually no edging that you have to slice off. All you do is butt it up together. And I had quite a lot of problems getting it to line up. So I was getting quite cross with it, because it's only about 17 pages in total, so it's not a big PDF pattern, but to piece it together was a pain, because it just wasn't lining up right, and some bits I felt you did need to overlap slightly and others not. So I didn't think it was very uniform in the way that you sort of patch it up together, and I would have much preferred to have that seam, you know, that area that you slice off, just to be able to overlap it and line it up adequately. So I was quite disappointed, I'm going to have to say, about the actual pattern itself. It was a complete pain to put together, and it took me about 3 attempts, because the first time I just went in and sliced off the edges, not even realising, because I didn't read the fact that you shouldn't be doing that, and I was like, why isn't this lining up? And then I realised that it needed to be put together. So yeah, I think the final outcome I really like, but the pattern itself I did think was not very good. Sorry. So the other things that I've been doing in the meantime is I have been doing some alterations for people, and I have obviously been getting on with my bears as well. I've still got quite a lot to get through by December. So I thought I'd just share with you an alteration that I've recently just done actually. This is for a gentleman who lives in my village, and he wanted the sleeve shortening on his denim jacket. And before I said yes, I'd do it, I thought I'd have a look on YouTube to see if there was a tutorial on how to do it and how easy it would be, because we do have an alteration shop in the village. So when people do contact me and it isn't something that I feel I'm confident enough to do, I always redirect them to the alteration shop in the village. They are quite pricey, and I know that they do take quite a lot of time to complete things for people, which is why people end up coming my way, or I've been recommended to them by other people who I've sewn for before. So this gentleman contacted me and I thought, well, I'd check out if I could do it first. And after looking at a tutorial that I found on YouTube, I thought, yeah, I'm going to give that a go. I think I will be okay with it. And I have to say, I'm really pleased with how this has turned out. So this is his denim jacket, just a standard denim jacket with the cuffs here. And I have literally just made the sleeves shorter for him. So in the tutorial that I watched, you literally take off the cuff and then cut off the amount that you need taking off the actual sleeve section here. But obviously you've got the vent here, which is what I had to redo. So you end up having to rip the seam open there and create a new vent. And I'm really pleased with how that has turned out. Now, because the sleeve was actually wider than the cuff piece when I cut off the amount that he needed taking off, I have had to add just a little couple of tucks there, but I've done that so it's quite close to the vent on the inside of the arm, so it isn't noticeable on the other side as he's wearing it. And you know, I've done it quite uniform, so it is the same on either side, and I'm really pleased with how that is looking. So I'm hoping that he will be over the moon with it, because he has been wanting to have it done for quite a while. I think he hasn't been very well, so he was delighted that I was able to get that done for him, and so I'm going to be dropping that off to him tomorrow, and fingers crossed it's the right length. I really hope it is, because I've spent quite a lot of time doing that, and I did enjoy the challenge of it as well, so I'm hoping that he will be pleased with it. And then lastly, what I've been sewing is a toile for my Dressmaker's ball dress. Now, the Dressmaker's ball is coming up very, very soon. It's actually 3 weeks as of yesterday, which was Saturday, and I've only made part of my toile. Now, the pattern that I'm using, I'll insert a stock photo here and put it across the bottom screen as to what it's called, because I can't remember. It is a big 4 pattern, and I'm really pleased with how my toile has kind of turned out, because I've only got so far with it. So this is going to be the top version of the dress. So I'm just doing the top version as my toile, but I do think I'm just going to shelve it as far as I've got with it for now, because of my time scale, and I need to get on with making the official version. So I used a fabric that's very, very similar to the final fabric that I will be using. And this is a viscose fabric that I think was from Rainbow Fabrics. I had it as a gift a few years back from them, and this pattern, I have to say, is a really nice sew. It's got a square neckline, as you can see here, which is double faced, and then it's got this gorgeous sort of gathered bodice section here, which is around the bust area. This looks like it's dipping down, but it's just because it's on the hanger. So actually when that is on, that is actually a straight seam there. And then this is got a waistband here, and then this is just the top version, so it's just floaty. It should just come past your hip area. The back is actually just flat, and then how you cinch that in is there are some side panels to insert into the side here on either side, which I haven't done as yet, and you sandwich in between that a really wide kind of belt slash sash, and then you tie that up at the back, and that would create a little bit more shaping at the back. I absolutely love how this has turned out, and I will just slip it on over your head, over your head, over my head, so you can see kind of what it's looking like. So I feel that it's fitting me really nicely around the neckline, but when, I mean, I've got layers of clothing on, so this is not going to show very well, but I feel that my bust area is bigger than what this is allowing it to be filled with. So I feel like I need to add a little bit of length here and at the top. So this is 1.5 centimetre seam allowances, so I feel like I can let it out slightly. I do feel the size of the actual garment will be fine once the side panels are on, and it's got a really lovely fluted kind of sleeve, and then the dress is just down to the floor. I just feel like I need a little bit more room in the bust area there, because this is supposed to sit just underneath the bust there, and then I feel that's just on the top, whereas my bust is kind of a bit more up here. So I think I'm going to need to add just a little bit of extra fabric in that section there, but the actual size of the dress itself I think is fine, because I think if I went up a size, I perhaps wouldn't have enough room in the neckline. Well, I would have too much room in the neckline area, whereas I feel that's sitting, you know, quite nicely. Once the sleeves are on, it should sit really flat. Yeah, and I really like how that has turned out. It's quite an easy make, actually, and I think it's a really pretty dress. Very 70s kind of, well, it is a reprint of a 70s pattern, so it's a very 70s vibe to it, especially with this fabric as well. And the official fabric that I will be using for my Dressmaker's ball dress is from Bornella Fabrics, and it's very, very similar in its drape, because it's a viscose, and it's also very similar in the style as well, in this really lovely floral 70s vibe, and this lovely green and blue as well. So this is from my colour palette, so that's going to be really nice to wear, and I'm looking forward to making that up. So I need to shelve the toile now, because I'm not really going to have enough time to continue with the toile and then to get on with my official version. So I feel like just testing that out was enough as far as I've got. I will finish it so that I can wear it as a top next year, but I think it will, the sizing wise, will be absolutely fine for me to go ahead and make the official version in that other fabric, and then I can just let the seams out slightly around the bust area just to give me a little bit more room. And when I am just wearing just a bra, I think it will be fine, because obviously I've got a dress on and a cardigan on, which are both thick ponty kind of weight fabrics. So obviously I'm a little bit bigger up here at the moment with trying that on. But yeah, I really enjoyed that, and with it being a big full pattern, the instructions are actually very easy to follow. So lastly then, I just want to touch on Sewupcycle 24, which myself and Becky from Notes from the Sewing Room are running throughout the month of October. It's our sustainable sewing challenge, and if you've not heard of it before, we are asking sewers to upcycle something into something new, and it will be entered into a prize draw at the end of the month, and winners will be drawn at random. Basically, we give you the opportunity to make up a garment or a bag or something. We say no to pet makes at the moment, or scrunchies or anything like that. It is just literally bags or garments for you or somebody else. It doesn't have to be for yourself. It can be for a family member or a friend or a child, you know, that kind of thing. But we're just asking you to make something up from something that was something else, basically, and it needs to be new. So it needs to be made during the month of October, because last year we did have a few people enter stuff that had been made previously, and so we didn't really feel that was very fair to the others who had been making something throughout the month of the challenge itself. So we are asking you to make something new, and if you could upload, excuse me, sorry, I coughed there. If you could upload a before and after photo when you do upload it on the 31st of October, so we can see what the upcycled garment was before, that would be really helpful. And then, like I say, winners will be drawn at random, so we'll be releasing the winners at the sort of, I would say, in the week after the challenge has been closed. We do have a number of prizes available, which our lovely sponsors have come forward with some wonderful prizes for you, so we are really over the moon with how generous everybody has been again. So I do hope that you enter this challenge. My video will be going up on Tuesday this week, so I hope you tune into that to see what ideas I have for my upcycle plans, and Becky will be kicking it off on the 1st of October, which I think is on, oh, is that Tuesday? Yeah, I'm at Wednesday. So yeah, I hope to see you then. But that was all for today. So I just wanted to give you a quick update with where I've been with my sewing, and to introduce you to the printer that I've been using, and also just to mention the challenge. So yeah, I do hope you take part. Let me know if you are a vlogger and you want to take part in the vlog hop tour, because that will be taking place here on YouTube as well. So all the other vloggers will be coming up with their ideas to give you some inspiration. And if you aren't on board with that yet and would like to do so, we do have some dates available. So thank you very much for watching today. I shall see you all soon. Take care. Bye.